rock now.
I'd love to just watch a video because I don't know what.
Right.
I'd like to be surprised too because I don't know what the video is.
All right, here we go.
I can't set up the video.
Okay, all right, here we go.
I appreciate that. Which one do you like? That one? There we go.
Yeah. I like the red one.
Listen, mate. I've heard about you. How do you do that mind thingy where you change someone's mind?
Wave your hands in a circle.
All right, I'm gonna try it.
Say whatever you want. Whatever you want.
It's not working. A good shot there, right?
Thank you. Whoa, it's all that rum.
Wait, I don't know if I got the photo.
That's okay.
My old stomping grounds.
Okay, so the debate is, but I know that we have people in the chat who could actually maybe possibly sort of kind of let us know the truth if they know.
All right.
I know.
You do?
Yeah.
You do?
I know the guy that took the video.
Oh, do you?
Interesting. Okay.
Curious, sir, and
Yeah,
curious. Sir.
spicy. No, actually, I technically knew that because it's like as streaming today.
All right.
Okay, so Lou has an opinion, but I want to hear what Punk and Flu have to say. Is that the real Johnny Depp, in your own humble, watching a 50-second clip, opinion?
Well, I'll go first
Okay.
because so she can drill a little bit more. So here's the thing. I've heard it said, and it might be an unreliable source from there was a Bob reporter that I did get a memo from earlier this week, said that he was aware from his people in Disney, his sources that say that there are times when Johnny Depp does go around as Captain Sparrow, and this did look very convincing as Johnny Depp, so it could be Johnny Depp. Now, there's a couple things like the implications. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, there's been lots of leaks on Fortnite about the next season. It's going to be post-apocalyptic and Mad Max, but they also showed that one of the characters you could work for and do quests for might be a Jack Sparrow and looked a lot like this Jack Sparrow. So with Disney investing all that money into Epic, and then this possibly Jack Sparrow coming back as Johnny Depp. I mean, it could be a whole big collab, or it could just be a whole bunch of coincidences, because you wonder if people actually think that far ahead and have that multi-level marketing strategy the way they used to, as we were talking about the green room. So, I mean, it like I said, it was very convincing. Okay. I don't know what it implies necessarily, but it could be an interesting thing.
Okay.
Could be something really big. Or
could
not.
Be. Okay, so we're gonna hear from Mrs. Flu, and then I'm gonna address something in the chat, and then we'll go to Lou. Okay?
Well, I don't think I quite heard from Punk if he actually thought it was him or not.
Yeah, I think it could be him.
But come on, choose a side, man. Don't be hot or cold. Commit.
Well, I'm very cold, but I'm warm on this one. I'm gonna go. It's Johnny Depp.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Mrs. Flu.
Well, part of me wants to say that it is.
Okay.
But then there's another part of me that looks at it and sees him in the light, being able to see the shading and the makeup and I don't know, smoother skin that I think Johnny Depp has.
Okay.
And thinking either, I don't know, somehow he managed to do something to make his face a little bit more smooth than it has been.
He lost weight.
Late. Well, he has lost weight.
We know he's been losing weight.
But does that, usually losing weight, a little more gaunt, or I don't know.
I mean, when you drop off a big turd, you can lose weight really easy.
Yeah, there's that too, So, I want to say, you know what? I'm going to stand and say, good representation, not him.
Okay.
Not actually
all
Johnny
right.
Depp, but a really, really good imitation.
We will turn it to a Lou. Is
but
the
you-
dress
wait,
blue or
wait.
gold?
Floral, you haven't given us your opinion yet.
Yes, Laurel, what is your opinion?
It's weird because when Wilton's up here, he just judges and he doesn't actually give an opinion. I mean, I feel like instead of trolling us, you need to show why you're better than Wilton and tell us what you think.
Aha.
Okay. All right. So I haven't watched what Lute said today too. So I'm going on this based off of what I've seen there. Okay.
Right.
Now I've heard
Right.
some conjecture. I will admit that. Now,
Mhm.
that being said, I really just don't know. So I'm not hot or cold. I'm just totally like I don't know because it's
All right, well,
there's elements that are kind of convincing, but
you
I
want
would
to know?
say he
'Cause
looks
Never know.
he looks like he's wearing either a lot of makeup, which I mean he does as
Yeah.
Johnny Depp anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna go with yes.
Well, I will offer some inspiration and let people draw their own conclusion. But
Okay.
yeah, it's him.
right.
And here is why I say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's looking mighty good these days then.
First of all, when you say that, just for information's sake, in about a month from now, he's going to turn 61.
Then he's looking really, really well right now.
June
Yeah.
9th, 1953 is
Yeah.
his birth date. Let's see, 53, that would make it, no, 71. Anyway, the point is, A, yes, as somebody said, he loves that character. And B, he was amazingly insulted and outraged, and rightfully so, when, you should pardon the expression, they dropped him like a rock under suspicion without conviction. On the other hand, first of all, they got to pay him a lot of money to do it again, no doubt about that. But they got to pay him a lot
As
of money
they
to do
should.
anything. He's a major star, okay?
As they should.
But
As
I think, first of all, you talked about him losing weight. Well, he's not under the stress that he was in for that whole ordeal, that terrible ordeal. And so,
she was
you
just
know,
awful.
so if you're presuming, as I am, that he has gotten healthier, getting past that, he's got to look back on that and say, and I'm sure of this, Jerry Bruckheimer and he have been talking, because he may not like the Disney people much, and I wouldn't blame him, but Bruckheimer is really the guy, and they don't really want to do Barbie as the new pirate, which was talked about, that they had plans to have Margot Robbie.
Yeah, which was just a bad idea.
Well, but see, when Jerry Bruckheimer
No.
recently made a statement that made everybody think, oh, no, it isn't going to be Johnny, because he said, we're not going to wait for actors. But then I heard if they wanted her, it was going to be 3 or 4 years because she's that booked up since Barbie.
Wow. Okay.
So that's who he was really talking about, I believe, when he made that statement. But here is what I
Interesting.
think.
Ah.
I think if I were Bruckheimer and I was his friend and it was all over and done, I would say, look, they weren't rejecting you personally. They were rejecting the risk because they're a bunch of cowards.
Well, yeah.
And
We are.
especially after he lost the case in England because they have different rules.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to ever forgive certain people, but I think his desire to do this part one more time, a character that he created from whole cloth and that is forever going to be associated with him. And then there are some practical things. One of the things some of the experts on policy at Disneyland, and that is, by the way, New Orleans Square at Disneyland, which is LA, is that characters, especially face characters who talk to people as opposed to just people in heads, are not allowed to refer to other IP characters outside their own movie or their own group. And it's absolutely verboten. Alice in Wonderland can't talk about, the Muppets, for example, or anything like that. Secondly, people who looked really close noticed some makeup on his hands where Johnny has some very distinctive tattoos, some of which they used in the character, but a lot of which they didn't. Thirdly, for him to be there or anybody there doing that, you need one of those Disney minders. And there is one kind of in the left side. If you look very carefully, there's a girl. But they stay closer than that usually because, especially nowadays, some fans can do some pretty strange things. But beyond that, somebody said, well, isn't it just some guy wondering? Well, I want you to imagine, if you will, the scene at security. Sir, you have a pirate sword in your bag. Is there any reason for that?
Right.
Well,
There's no way that this person, if it's him, which it is, would be there without A, them knowing, B, them very much approving. And you have to remember that in addition to playing Johnny Depp there several times in the past and doing it in hospitals and all over the place because he loves kids and wants them to enjoy him, he's also done at Disneyland the Mad Hatter. You know, there's one more factor in this too, and that is that Johnny Depp is very famously a method actor.
yes,
And
true.
he hasn't done this character in a long time now. So when they are negotiating with him and they're saying, oh, would you please, pretty please, can we make a deal? He might have said, I'll tell you what, let me go work the character with the people again and see if I can get back into it to a point where I'm satisfied as an artist that I'm doing everything I can do, because it's been a while, and then we'll talk. So it could be that that's all speculation on my part.
Right.
But you know, I tell you, I always enjoyed his performances, but I never had any great dislike anything about him until this terrible situation. And you got to respect a guy who basically stands up for himself in a way that, boy, if it had gone wrong, you know, but he just basically said, no, it isn't about the money. It isn't about the fame. It isn't about working again. It's about what's right. And you got to respect that, no matter what you think about it.
Hey there! So what you just watched was a portion of our live show that happens on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Apparently you were too lazy to be there that time, but maybe you'll be there next time. Remember, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern.